like the Sixers. And to keep going, I like the Sixers to beat the Bucks. I think the Sixers going to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, we clear the Celtics. We rolling.
So yeah,
we rolling.
Yeah.
So it's a LA versus. Is it a LA versus Philly?
I think
Lakers versus Sixers or Clippers versus Sixers.
Well, I say Clippers and Sixers because I'm rooting for Kawhi, of course, but I won't be surprised if it's Lakers and Sixers at all.
I wouldn't be mad at that Clippers and Sixers finals though, because we got to get Kawhi back for that bullshit ass shot he hit at the end of the game. He traveled.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna predict the Clippers and I'm gonna predict the Sixers. A lot is at stake for both teams, and a lot of legacies at stake.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You got Kawhi who could potentially win 3 Finals MVPs with 3 different teams.
Yeah.
The only other person to do that.
Russ gets his first.
The only other person to do that was LeBron.
Right.
So as long as he can be up there with LeBron, that's cool. Russ winning his first ring.
Tyronn Lue gets his
that
second
could be
ring.
Huge for him. Mm-hmm. For Russ and his legacy, Hall of Famer for sure, of course. But stamping that ring would be amazing.
What's up with it, man? Once again, back episode 16. Always showing love, always appreciate the support. Again, follow me on all pages, everywhere. We on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all of the above. The support is necessary. It's appreciated. Keep showing love, keep supporting. Again, we just building a sleeping giant with this thing. This ain't even about me. It's about the people that come on that I get the opportunity to break bread with. And today, man, I got another one. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to my dog, Raymar, that came on for episode 15. But, yeah, we're going to keep it consistent. And, we're going to continue with the whole reflection and elevation movement. Today's guest, I had the opportunity and luxury of meeting actually at an Eagles game during the preseason. They were having an open practice. And the love was genuine, and anybody that knows me, again, is Coach B, OTM Coach B. Almost forgot to leave that out. Make sure y'all follow my personal page. But I'm all about being genuine. I'm all about being straight up. Any of my followers know me. Any people that have ever associated with me know I just keep it 100, and I'm a genuine person. So it's reciprocated. And this guy that I have to my left, from the minute we shook hands and we interacted, it was actually funny because I follow his page, which by the time this is over, you're going to know all about what he got going on. I was already intrigued by him before I even met him. And then when I met him, it was just over. It took it to a whole nother level. Just the way we chopped it up. We ingratiated with each other. We broke bread. He dropped gems on me. I dropped, hopefully dropped a couple of gems on him. What I was trying to get into, he actually was the first person, one of the first people to even see what I had going on. And all he did was salute it. Continue to check in with me. Again, I always make sure we try to bring it home for the home team, for people in our little small circle of Delaware that's making it happen the right way, that's building in a positive manner and bringing up people with him. He is an owner. He's got his own business, and he's feeding the community, feeding them with knowledge, feeding their pockets financially, mentally, probably spiritually, all wrapped in one. You could follow his Instagram at Bet-With-The-Vet. As you can tell by his hoodie, merch is going crazy. But I know him personally as my man Ceez. I appreciate you, King. Thank you for coming on, Brody.
Appreciate you.
I always got
intro, man.
I got asked all the time how that intro was, though. Once
you set a standard right there, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, once that red light come on and we get rolling, bro, it's only right. It's only right. But I appreciate you for being on. And I'm going to try not to yell at the mic too much, y'all, because I know that last episode probably seemed like I was yelling a lot, so I'm trying to be monotone. But this ain't about me. Bro, tell me everything, man. What's going on with you, man? How you been?
Hey, man, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for having me on. It's definitely an honor to be here. I've seen everything that you've done so far. with the podcast. And just like I said, it's an honor to be here. So thank you for having me. That's first and foremost, of course. But yeah, man. Pretty much, Coach said it best. I'm Bet with the Vet. My name is Ceez. Definitely the CEO of Bet with the Vet, and we started about 4 years ago with this. And just like I was telling him right before we started here, as long as you keep going every single day at what you want to do and your goal and your purpose in life, then over time you're going to definitely see it keep increasing and increasing and increasing. So I've seen Bet with the Vet increase over the last 4 years, and also I've also seen you grow with this podcast. How long you been doing it for? Like a year now, almost.
Yeah, it's coming up on a
I'm
year.
coming up on a year, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely the improvements from that year ago to now, man. I mean, this is two examples right here in front of y'all that as long as you grind it every single day and do what you love to do, then you're gonna see the results start flourishing over time. And it's not like and also a good motto is it's not really a sprint; it's a marathon, and that's what business is. But also that's what sports betting as well. We're not trying to make money overnight, not become billionaires overnight, but over time, as long as you can trust us over time, day in and day out, then we're gonna make you money over time, and that's the most important thing for us. We'll bet with the bet, and what I wanted to also put out there for everybody to know, our purpose is to make you money over time and have fun. Sports is every day, so that's pretty much our goal and our mission for Bet with the Bet.
That might be just as good as an intro. I ain't even gonna hold you. You just came right with it. I like that. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So I gotta ask you, man, because again, I'm all about getting to know everybody and getting to know the real. And Bet with the Vet, I love that name. But like, who is the vet? Like, who are you behind your business?
Yeah. So it's funny because Bet with the Vet, I give a lot of credit to a friend of mine named Kwam, and he the one that pretty much shout out to Kwam. He pretty much, I think one day we were just sitting downstairs and thinking about, everybody was telling me I'm good at it and, I should make a business with it and sell picks. And at the time, sports betting was still kind of, early in the stages, just got legalized across the U.S., but certain states only had it. Like Delaware was one of the ones.
Right.
So,
Still don't have it, right?
now we can like do it on
in the casino. Just not right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, so one day we were just sitting there just thinking about it, and I don't know, for some reason it just clicked in his mind, and we wanted something that kind of like rhymed a little bit.
Okay.
So I don't know, for some reason he just came out and just said Bet with the Bet, and I was like, you know what, I like that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I stuck to that. So from there, I mean, it just made sense. Like Bet with the Vet. I mean, you're not really betting with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. You kind of bet with somebody that know what they're doing, and sports analogy, if you're a vet in the game, you've been in the game for a minute.
Right.
And if you're a rookie in the game, that means you're probably in your first year, even, probably in your second year, you're still a young player. But, in order to bet with somebody and have trust in somebody, then you got to have, that person has to have a lot of time into the game. And I feel like I have been in this game for a very long time. Dating back to even when I was even younger, before even this all started. My dad always used to, place bets and things like that, and he kind of taught me up growing up as well. But they're not just betting, but like fantasy, football, stuff like that, and just put me on to sports in general. You know what I mean? So a lot of credit to him as well for kind of molding me into this. So not saying I kind of went into gambling, but I kind of knew what I was doing already, and just kind of being smart about it and learning how to make people money and things like that, incorporating that, and also gaining everybody's trust. That's kind of like everything all in one as far as how Bet with the Vet kind of all started.
Gotcha.
So, but me, I mean, the vet is technically me, of course, but I mean, I come from Delaware, play sports, football, basketball, baseball growing up. And yeah, just played football all throughout high school for the most part. Went to college, didn't play anything, but I mean, I got a major in sports management, and I'm at Delaware State University. So I kind of was in sports all my life.
Right.
Like first to this day, still I'm in sports. So from the time I was born to now, nothing but sports. You know what I mean? So very, very knowledgeable in the game. Different type of sports. Those three for the most part: football, basketball, and baseball. But yeah.
So when you starting out, when you was playing, like your playing days, did you know at the time you was going to be more on the sports betting side? Like what brought you to the, all right, I'm going to convert this into, like, I'm going to actively, like, bet on it. Like, I'm going to actively, like, do the necessary home. When did that start for you?
Um, so I didn't know I was going to be into the sports betting business or sports gaming business, however you want to call it. Um, Not until honestly sports betting became legalized in the U.S., which was in 2019. Because not a lot of people could bet at the time. Like Delaware, you could place your bets on the cards.
Yeah.
So we had that, or you go to the casino, we had that. We were one of the few that had it.
Right.
Nevada, of course, with Vegas, you could do the same thing.
Mm.
But when it actually got legalized in the whole U.S., then like you started seeing the more states going. So PA was one of the first, and PA right here next to Delaware.
Next door. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then now, as you can see, I think Jersey also had it at the time as well. And that's right next door as well.
Mm.
Now you see Maryland have it. You know, recently they just got it.
Mm.
So now you see a lot of states getting it legalized in their state.
Yeah.
They can do it from the crib. They can do it from their phone.
Right.
Or they can still go to the casino and do it. So, but that wasn't like the main goal. When I was in school taking up sports management, I didn't really know where I wanted to go. You know what I mean, with sports. I know I wanted to be in sports.
Mm.
I know I wanted to be around the pro sports and colleges or anything dealing with sports. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I just didn't know. I didn't have an avenue yet. You know what I mean? I started off managing a gym as soon as I graduated from college. So I thought the gym world was going to be where I was going to be at.
Right, I mean? As most athletes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The gym kind of go hand in hand with sports. You know what I mean? You got to be actively in the gym, working out, being in the best shape of your life in order to have the best results on field or on the court or wherever the sport you're playing. So it was cool. I mean, I like being in the gym and everything like that, and trying to get people in shape and have them achieve their goals and things. And that was cool. I was fine with that. But felt like I was still missing out on being closer to the game. You know, I was only on the fitness side. So I'm like, I want to be closer to the actual game. Like, worrying about NBA, NFL, like all that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. One day it just got legal, and pretty much I was giving out like people like telling them who I like and things like that. And like one guy was just winning, and I was just like, you know what, I'm about to turn this into a business because if I can make you money, I could probably make a lot of people other money. You know what I mean? So I just started it, bro. Just like kind of like you started this, like we just did it. You know what I mean? One day I woke up, I was like, you know what, let's do it. Made the gram, made all the social medias, promoted it, and never looked back. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that was in May 21st, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That was the day I started. So
wow. So you pretty much started it as a baby. I mean, from the business aspect, you started with one, and then now, I mean, you got a following that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But let me ask you about like that transition, like that mirror moment that I feel like you said you had.
Yeah.
When you said that you said, I don't want to, I'm about to take this seriously. Was there any like doubts? I mean, doubts meaning like, did you feel like the transition was going to be as easy or as difficult as it was? And did you feel like after you got that first win was like, all right, this is, I can do this now?
So in the beginning, of course, like I had just that one guy, and then he was winning. He started promoting me, so it kind of like a trickle effect. You start getting other people saying, "Hey, what's the picks? What's the picks?" And I just knew every single day I had to show up. Like every single day was a game seven for me. You know what I mean? And I learned that from the very first time I got more than like 3 clients. Like that was early, like within the first couple of weeks. And once I started seeing people actually winning and they telling more people and more people coming to me, I seen, okay, this can grow fast. You know what I mean? Because people want to win some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with sports betting, it ain't like you got to play the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? All you doing, we can sit back and just chill, drink, whatever, smoke, whatever the case may be, whatever you like to do, sit back, be with your family, watch the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And within 3 hours, either you're going to win some money or you're going to lose some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all from your couch. It's all from you don't even have to sweat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's an easy way to make money. So, but you got to know what you're doing. You got to have the knowledge, of course. So, I mean, it took a lot of studying every single day, growing and understanding sports betting and understanding how to make money sports betting. A lot of people don't even know like how to read like different odds and different ways to make money, and you got different straight bets, parlays, and all that. And but it was more so like, you know what, I gotta make sure that whatever happened yesterday, I gotta worry about what's happening today. You know what I mean? And that's why, like I said, it's game 7 every day because I have to. It ain't, like yesterday, I did good. Like yesterday, I was 5-1 yesterday. Nobody care. It's all about what I do today. You know what I mean? If I come out there today and go 0-for-6, they ain't gonna like me. I'm gonna be cussed out and all that other stuff. But if I go 6-0 today, they're gonna be like, damn, he went 5-1 yesterday, 6-0 today, 11-1 the last 2 days.
Yeah.
He knows something. And as long as I can get one person to think I know something, then I can convince them after that.
Yo, and that's crazy because you said something that's like the reason why I tap into you so much is like I'm ignorant using that word, very like in a positive manner. Like it's a positive ignorance to betting because like I'm looking at it from the standpoint like, I just see this and I see the and I know what the negative sign mean and I know what the plus sign mean and I'm just going off of what I see. Like I'm a football guy. Yeah. So talk to me about like you tapped into so many sports. I mean, how many sports are you in like tapped into right now?
I say
total.
Yeah, I say the major. I mean, basketball, football, baseball is usually our strong sports. We have touched hockey before. We've touched golf, tennis, MMA, boxing. Yeah. We've touched all those things, of course. Yeah. But our expertise, because I feel like you gotta have an expertise. You can't just say you know all these sports, honestly, because you gotta know the actual game. I feel like for you to be expertise. And the 3 games that I played was football, basketball, baseball. Right. So now that I play the game, now I know the game growing up. No players, no teams, no history, seen it all. Right. So it helps me be better at those 3 sports than the other ones. Because the other ones I didn't really play. Had an eye on, but not really tapped all the way into. Right. I think MMA, boxing, I have been tapped into, so I'll probably put them up to the first 3. Okay. But those will be like 4 and 5. Okay. Yeah.
So then let me ask you this: it's really a 2-part question. One, the hours you put in, because you got to put a lot of hours in.
Oh yeah,
I can't even imagine how much hours you got to put out just to go 5-1. Now, every day is amazing, but how many hours are you putting into this?
So here's the thing. I feel like there's a difference with how I do things and how other people do things, of course. I think what makes Bet with the Vet so successful is the fact that, like you hit it on the spot, I think we spend a lot of hours on it. And when I mean hours, I mean we get up in the morning and we talk sports. We talk lots. We talk everything for that day. And we probably still delay it on going into the afternoon. So we into like 4 or 5 hours at least before we even send, or maybe even 6 hours before we even send out who we like. That's just the morning time. But the night before, we also come together and talk about who we like as well. It's like what we call it early line geek. So pretty much we get ready for the next day by seeing who we like early, but we go to sleep on it. So I feel like it's important to kind of go to sleep on what you kind of like already a little bit. And that way when you wake up in the morning, it's like, okay, let me go back to these games, see if I really like them still. See if something has changed that I don't like them anymore. You know what I mean?
Is that a rule for your team? Like y'all?
Oh yeah, mandatory? It's every single.
So what if you got that one? Because see, I'm gonna be on your team. I'm gonna be like, they gonna win tomorrow, and I'm gonna be up. Like some of y'all,
especially the days that we don't do good. The next day. Oh yeah, we talk about it the night before. Oh, yeah. As the games are going on still. Like tonight, like after we probably get done this. By like 11 o'clock tonight, oh yeah, we already talking about tomorrow. Wow. Despite whatever's going on today. Right. You know what I mean? Like, because at that point, you gotta let the games just play. We already did the research for the day.
Just trust your judgment.
Trust your judgment, watch the games play, and then it is what it is at that point. Honestly. You know what I mean? So we already look ahead, go to sleep, wake up, still put in some hours, and really be locked in until it's time to really send the picks out. When the picks get sent out, there's nothing we can do after that. Right. It's just all about marketing after that, making sure you're getting the picks sent out and things like that. So we're just waiting for the games to start at that point. That's our break. From the time we send the picks out to the time the games start, that's our break. It's like, okay, let's relax. So, you know what I'm saying? Do what we got to do. Personal life, whatever, you know what I mean? Things like that. Let's take a mental break. Right. But yeah, bro, I'll be at it a lot. You know what I mean?
I can only imagine. Like,
I'll be at it a lot.
I can only imagine, bro. I just cannot imagine.
It's crazy because a lot of people will just literally wake up, see what they like, and literally probably spend like an hour, and that's it.
I'm not even spending that, bro.
And the great thing is that's cool. Like if that's like helps you and people are good at that, yeah, but that's not what we do. You know
but see, I ain't good. See, I'm not good, bro.
Yeah.
I literally been all season and I never hit. And you told me something, and I think
you gotta get with me, man.
You told me no, for sure, absolutely. You told me something. You told me a lot, but you told me something about it. You were like, "There's a way that you can do. You could do a full parlay, and for those of you, and I want you to break all the definitions down too. I don't even want for some people that may not even know what a parlay is.
Yeah.
Like you could do full parlays, or you could just do it by the game. See, me, I'm throwing 5 or 6 on there. Like, Cardinals is playing the Bears. They got Kyle Justin. I'm going for the Cardinals, or I'm going. You know what I mean? I'm that better.
Yeah.
But you got a whole method behind it.
Yeah.
So, what is not exposing all your secrets? But like, all right, take us through a typical NFL Sunday.
So I feel like there's a lot of different trends out there. There's a lot of different there's a lot of different things I feel like other than just being good at the sport that you have to consider when you place in a bet. It's not all about talent.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As we can see.
Okay.
We've done seen some crazy stuff in sports since we've been alive. We've seen a 16 seed beat a 1 seed. Talent-wise, the 1 seed should have won that game, right?
Yeah, for
sure. But it's more than just, I feel like, just talent that you always have to just bet on and keep an eye on.
Right.
So, like, not giving out, every single thing, but pretty much, like, I put feelings into it. Like, if I was in your shoes, how would I be feeling? You know what I mean?
Don't want to be in my shoes. I'm losing.
No. I'm talking about, like, the athletes. I'm talking about the athletes.
I got you.
Like, okay, y'all just played
Sunday
night.
You got a short week.
You got a short week Thursday. If I was in your shoes, how would I be feeling?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So we stayed. So we was on the road, and now we got to go back home. So now we got to put travel into it, depending on how long the flight is. You know what I mean? Like, I literally, like, think about all this. Like, you know what I mean? That's just one thing. Like, okay, if I'm going to be feeling tired, am I going to be feeling ready?
Right.
Like, and then the other team, too. What if the other team...
L.A. flying to Cleveland.
You know what I mean? Boom.
Got you. Okay.
So if that team is traveling further, okay, put that into it, put into it as well.
Got you.
So, like, that's just one thing. And then travel is another thing, of course, like we just said, like going from West Coast to East Coast, you know what I mean? Or having to play from the East Coast and then on the road still, but then going down south and playing on the road as well.
Right.
Certain teams ain't good at certain places. So, like, all that, bro, is just kind of like a little bit of kind of like, other than just the talent, you got to look into all these other aspects too. Weather.
Yeah.
Especially in baseball, football. Not really so much in basketball, of course, because they play indoors. But, Denver, with that altitude up there, sometimes it's harder playing in Denver for all sports. Football, basketball, and baseball. It's harder to play there. Yeah. It makes a big difference.
Home field advantage.
You know, exactly. So things like that, bro, like, it's all about the right matchups. Yeah, it's all about the right matchups, bro, all the time. I mean, talent sometimes always wins, yeah, but it's all about matchups, I feel like, bro, all the time. But you got to put everything into perspective.
Because you probably got to look at the team.
That's why we spend a lot of hours, too.
For sure. You got to look at the team's website. You got injuries.
Injuries. I didn't bring injuries up. Injuries.
Coming into, because see, like, that's crazy because, like, it takes a village. Because you say we a lot.
Yeah.
You
it ain't just me. Yeah. A lot of people think it's just me, but, like, I got a solid team behind me that see the vision of what I do and see the potential in the company and just believe in me and believe and we've talked a lot about sports and I believe in them as well.
How they impact you?
I mean, listen, I've had people help me with my website, people help me with my finances, people help me with the picks, people help me with promoting, people helping me trying to get out there with podcasts, you included. So, like, I've had a lot of different people. It's not just me doing it, you know what I mean? So, shout out to everybody that's helped me with Bet with the Bet. Y'all know who y'all are. But it definitely has helped me because it's not all on me. I can at least, trust people to help me with this. And this is my baby. Like, this is my pride and joy, you know what I mean? So for me to trust you enough to help me with this shows that, I can be that person that, allows you to also help me because I'm helping you too. You know what I mean? So.
Was they your day ones?
Some people I met because recommendations. I know this person. He's good at this. Y'all should connect. All right, cool. Some guy named Nick that is helping me. He's from Cincinnati, and we've only linked up like once or twice. But we've talked since the day that we've connected. We've talked every single day. But yeah, he's helping with picks, helping me with picks, and just a guy that said he was good at I think at the time that I met him, they was just saying he's good at football. So we were talking about football, and he was really good at it. And then he just showed me he was better than other sports as well. So we was like, all right, well, as long as you can help me with this, then we good. We always talk about sports. Some other guy that's helped me a lot, his name is Jalen, and his knowledge is unbelievable as well. So it ain't just me. A lot of people think it's just me, but no, I got a team behind it. They just play the background a lot. You know what I mean? And but shout out to them. I'm giving them the spotlight right now.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm saying, because I know you said we a lot, so you value the people that are around you. But that's interesting because, like, I'm transparent in this. Like, this is my baby, and I have a lot of, like, certain, trust issues with people. So the fact that you said that they're not your day ones, like, it sounds like they're, like, recommendations and people who referred.
Yeah. I think I kind of like it like that, though, because...
You said that.
I kind of like it like that, only because it's just like, when you do stuff with friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, no friends, but my friends have supported me, like, without a doubt. But
this is a gem. I know what you about to say.
If you know what I'm saying, you worry about your friends supporting you and all that other stuff, and that's not where you need to be. You need to be where the strangers is at. Because the strangers are the ones that's gonna like see your vision. They're gonna support you, and they don't even know you from a can of paint. And those are gonna be your biggest supporters.
Yeah, right.
So it's a lot about networking. It's all about meeting somebody through somebody because you have a rapport with that somebody, so you trust their judgment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So things like that, where I was just like, if you have a right mind and you got the right people around you, then you should be going into the right direction. So a lot of these people have pointed me to the right direction, and that's why I feel like the business has been successful. Not only just me, but everybody that's helped me get to where I need to be. So,
were you always a leader?
Like in life?
Yeah, just in general. Like, were you always a leader from that? Did you play sports?
Yeah.
So you saw what leadership looked like, or at least thought you saw what leadership looked like. There's some people that in that position be fraud. But to have a team, you have to set a standard in an expectation level. Was that natural for you, or did you have to learn to do that?
I mean, I wouldn't say it came natural because growing up, I kind of was like elementary and middle school. I kind of was quiet. I wasn't really out there like that, but I still was playing sports. Sports kind of got me into that leadership. You know what I mean? I felt like sports have taught me a lot of lessons. That's why I love sports, because it's taught me a lot of life lessons. I wouldn't have learned most of the lessons that I've learned if it wasn't through sports. So I think once I started playing sports, I think I was more like a leader, like in, I guess, elementary, middle school, like on those teams when I was playing, like more of like just showing up and just going hard and just being an active, like an action leader. Like, I don't do no talking, I just put the work in. But then when I got to high school, like, I became more vocal because I'm starting to figure out who I am and what I want to do in life and everything like that. So my freshman year, I went to Howard High School, and my freshman year, they actually recruited me there, but like I still had to put the work in to make varsity.
Right.
So like I was one of like the few freshmen that made varsity, and didn't really play though. Like I ain't gonna say it, I played all these minutes because I didn't. But I made varsity, and that was an accomplishment that I wanted to do.
As a hoop?
Football.
Football, okay.
And that was my freshman year.
Okay.
And mind you, I ain't the tallest person.
Yeah.
Like I ain't the biggest person at all. I've been the same height since forever. I feel like at this point.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to work 10 times harder than everybody.
Right.
But not only is that though, I felt like if I could be smarter too, and played smarter and think smarter, I feel like I can also outplay you a little bit as well. You know what I mean? So that was my focus on football. High school is just on football, my focus. So that's when I stopped playing basketball and stopped playing baseball. I mean, I played it for a year or two, I think, in high school, but that was it. I wasn't really into it as much as I was into football.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, bro, like, it's taught me a lot of life lessons. You know, teamwork, get you where you want to go. You can't do this all by yourself. You gotta have a team to win games.
Sure.
Like I said, me being small, I had to outwork everybody, outsmart everybody. I don't know, bro. It was a lot of life lessons that I feel like sports have taught me, and it became very, very clear to me that yeah, like I'm really good at this leadership stuff, and I feel like if people can see the vision that I'm seeing, then I feel like I can take us there. But I also want you to put the work in yourself. You know what I mean? I can only do so much. You know what I mean? I can only do so much to help you. You know what I mean? You also got to help yourself. So
That's real. I mean, and that's kind of where I take the individual approach. I'm like, I'm just a firm believer of setting the tone, and then everything else is going to follow.
yeah,
That's just the coaching.
mm-hmm.
Set the tone, everything else will follow. But I'm talking to like the CEO bet with the vet a lot. I'm gonna holler at Ceez for a minute. What Ceez like to do? Because if y'all don't know, if y'all ever want to tap into his IG and look at his highlights, he's outside. Like he's outside. He's doing big things. So what do you like to do, bro? Like you traveling? You like just being home chilling when you're not behind the computer with your team? Like what you like to do, man?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Coach. I feel like now in my life, I feel like I just literally breathe, sleep, and eat. Sports betting. Yeah, it's grind mode.
Got it.
Like I think about sports betting. I think about sports, seeing who I like, seeing different trends, seeing seeing the game and watching the players play and the teams and see who's getting high, who's playing well, who's not playing well. We got NBA playoffs now going on. I just be locked in, bro. Like I do be outside, I guess a little bit. I like to travel. Like if I'm not, focused on that, I do like to travel a lot. I've been to a lot of places in the U.S. Out of state. I mean, out of state, out of country. Puerto Rico's still in the country. Bahamas, I've been to stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, if I'm not really locked in, I guess traveling would probably be the most part. But I mean, I just be chilling for real, bro. Like I just be locked in, so locked in that literally, like, I'll worry about the sports bets in the mornings, and then throughout the day, I just come, do what I gotta do personally, see family, spend time with my family, everything like that. I think that's another thing I like to do, spend time with my family. Shout out to moms, pops, sister, nieces, everybody. But yeah, I just be like, games start, I watch the games, enjoy the games. Sports betting brings people together, so when you got bets in, it brings another element to the game, so it's a lot more funner. People just be calling me and be hype on the phone, like, yo, let's go, or things like that. So, like, seeing people being excited and things like that and me potentially making the money, that's all I care for right now. You know what I mean? And just hoping the business keep growing, like, and also just staying locked into knowing, like, it's always going to be a new year every year. So if you're not up to date on the players coming in, if you're not up to date on how the game is changing, new rules on the games, like baseball with the pitch clock and things like that. Like stuff like that, I always like to be intrigued about, learn about, and then watch it happen. So, and then, listen, we got our own stats and things like that we keep up as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say.
We don't really, we don't really look at other people's, like, picks and nothing like that. Like, people go on, like, different websites and go, like, see what people like and read the discussion. Like, we don't really do that, honestly. Like, we kind of literally make our own stats, make our own judgments, make our own reasons why we like it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really base our stuff on other people. We really base it off us and how we really feel. Yeah. Like, and that's just, like, the truth, God honest truth. Like, we ain't into all that other stuff and worrying about who other people like. Like, people gonna have different opinions. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, a lot of people yesterday liked the Warriors to win Game 2. 90% of the people was on the Warriors.
You picked the Kings.
I picked the Kings. I was one of that 10% that picked the Kings yesterday. So it was just like, all right, like, stuff like that we also, once again, another trend that we also look at as well. You know what I mean? When a lot of people is on one team.
Steph ain't been down 0-2. That didn't go into effect in y'all in the war room.
I mean, we talked about it, but
that ain't going to affect in the war room.
I don't know, man. We talked about it, but we just felt like the way the Kings was playing, we took them game 1 as well. So we seen the potential that the Kings can do at home.
Right.
And as much as it was a must-win for the Warriors, to not go down 2-0, but as much as it was a must-win for them, I felt like it was also a must-win for the Kings Because imagine going 1-1 to Golden State, and now you lose both those games there. Because it's hard as heck to play Golden State. Now you're down 3-1 when you had the potential to at least go 2-2. And if you go up 2-1, have the potential possibly steal one. And now you're up 3-1 on the defending champs. Now you're putting the pressure on them. Yeah. So I felt like as much as it was a must-win on the Warriors last night, I felt like it was also a very, very must-win situation for the Kings. Fair. And it was a great game.
It was.
Fantastic game.
For sure.
And
you think Draymond should have got the jacket?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he be doing the most.
Because that's got to be in the
I mean, the thing with Draymond is I respect Draymond for his leadership, and we talked about leadership just a couple minutes ago.
Right.
And I think Draymond's leadership is different, but leadership should be different. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you can't really be, everybody can't lead the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ain't like Jordan when he was playing, but hey.
If they like that, and Golden State does like his leadership, then I mean, yeah, it works for them.
Right.
And that's why I respect Draymond, because I feel like his leadership is different, but it's effective. And that's all that really matters. As long as it's effective, it doesn't really matter how it's going.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he stumped on Sabonis and all that. I feel like, yeah. But Sabonis should never grab his leg neither. So I'll play a little devil's advocate on that as well. It was kind of like a bang-bang situation.
Bang-bang for sure.
So, but I'm glad we talked about the NBA playoffs, because I wanted to ask you, what's your prediction on who you think is going to the finals and winning the finals?
See, my heart is Philly.
Okay.
That's my heart. But I think Boston in the East.
Okay.
Because I think they got just the right. They got the right culture. They got the right guys. Tatum, no nonsense, and he gonna do his thing. And he doesn't. When it comes down to it, like, it's not about what he did and what he did in the first 46 minutes. It's about the last 2 minutes. Same thing with Jaylen Brown, and that's the Sixers' biggest Achilles heel right now. They cannot crack that code. And I just think Boston. I think with the experience, just like with the Birds. I think experience is the biggest factor in any team that's trying to get back to a final or get back to a Super Bowl. They know how it felt to lose. And they went through the whole thing with Ndoka and just came back like nothing happened.
Right.
That has no disrespect to the coach they got now, but that has nothing to do with coaching. That's those guys, those 13 players on the floor saying, yo, we know what we need to do. Tatum's went up against Bron. He's went up against Giannis. He's went up against Jimmy Butler. He's went up against Steph in the biggest moments. And I just I fuck with Tatum. Like his game to me is like if Bron, I'll put it like this: if Bron wasn't in the league and I didn't know how great Bron was, my favorite player was Jason Tatum. So I got him in the East. And that sounds crazy coming from a Sixers fan, but real respect, real. Like him, Brown. Like, they just got it, bro. Marcus Smart, I love the way he play. He don't give a damn about stats. He all about the team. And I miss me without Horford, because he came to Philly with some bullshit. And then in the West, bro, like, I don't even know. Like, I mean, low key, if Sacramento gets this done, I don't see them losing. I mean, size wise, you could say the Lakers. Yeah. If AD is healthy, they're going to the finals.
So which one is it?
If AD's healthy, the Lakers is going to the finals.
So you got Lakers.
I got the Lakers. If AD's healthy, if he manages to stay healthy for the whole season, for the postseason, I got the Lakers in the finals. Because I would love to see either Bron versus Tatum in the finals, or Bron or AD versus Embiid. Yeah. That would be my finals. Okay. So I got the Lakers in the West. If AD get hurt and Sacramento pull this off, because my ADP, A5, shout out to my bros, A5, he's a Kings fan, and I'm all for the underdog.
Okay.
So I got underdog. Now, don't listen. If you put me in the war room and y'all start throwing those numbers at me, I'm gonna just be like, yo, listen. I'm just giving y'all. I don't know nothing.
That's a prediction.
But that's what I got. Like I think I got them too, for real.
Okay.
Like I got them too. I don't know. I mean, but then I want to ask you this too, because we talking a lot like about the whole concept of betting and like how you go about it, how you built your team and everything. But like, you were saying a lot of things to me, like when we had our one-on-one, where it was like you were dropping some gems on the individual side of it. So I know there's going to be people, and there are people that have tapped into this, that hasn't made that move to start a business. So the rundown from your perspective, and now that you got a team of people that aren't your day ones, the way, the steps by steps process that you took, that the next person that's thinking about sports betting, because just like his podcast, it's a bunch of different people out here betting.
Yeah,
But you doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So from your standpoint, if you had to speak to somebody that's on their couch watching this right now, watching the game, that's writing stuff down but ain't made that move, what are you telling them?
That's a good question. When it comes to people going into this lane, trying to start a sports betting business or page, however you want to see it, I'm all for helping people. You know what I mean? A lot of people think just because I'm in this field, want to keep secrets and want to not lose clients and have people go to other places. Nah, I'm all about sports betting is just now. Think about it. Sports betting is just now kind of still rising. Like it's still brand new kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like it ain't been around for ever. So it's only going to keep on growing. So you got to think about it. If it's going to keep on growing, it's not going to decline no time soon. Then what you waiting for? Because you can get on it now while it's still new, while it's still hot.
Right.
And by the time years go on, every single state should probably have online betting. And not every single state have online betting right now.
I'm still waiting on Delaware.
Delaware don't got it. Cali, Florida, Texas. And you got to think about it. Cali, Florida, Texas.
That's just top 3 football states alone.
Biggest states as well.
That's the biggest, yeah.
And
Cali don't got it?
No.
Damn.
So it's only really popular in certain places.
Yeah, like in Vermont.
Yeah.
Who the hell is betting in Vermont? No disrespect to my Vermont followers. I do not mean it like that. I'm just saying.
But my thing is, since it is still brand new, you can still start now, and it's still going to be mad people that are going to keep on turning 21. And people turn 21 every day, every year, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be more clients. There's going to be more people that still don't even know sports betting.
Right.
Still haven't tapped in there. It's going to keep on being people and people coming. So I think the clients is infinite. That's why I like to help people, because I'm not worried about people taking my clients. I'm not worried about me trying to steal somebody's clients. Mm-hmm. If people going to like you and people going to respect you and people going to follow you, then that's what they're going to do. That's their choice. I can't fault you for going somewhere else. Mm-hmm. My thing is I can just try to convince you to fuck with me. And if you don't, cool. There's no hard feelings because you trust somebody else. Right. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But if you end up trusting me, my job at that point now is to make sure I keep that trust and keep it going. So my biggest thing is to start now while it's still early. With any business, everything is growing. Everything. Inflation is going crazy. So if you start your business now and you just keep grinding every single day, I mean, in years, I'm telling you, it don't even got to take years, though. Like, it could literally, I've seen people become a sensation in months. Right. You know what I mean? I've seen people make $1 million in a year with their business. You know what I mean? You just waiting on your moment. But you ain't going to just be not doing nothing and think it's going to come to you. Now you got to put the work in every day. Somebody going to see you. Somebody going to fuck with you. Somebody going to promote you. Right. Somebody, you going to get into somebody's right eyes. And then it's on and popping from there. Right. And with sports betting in particular, if you're trying to start a business, I say you got to just not worry about the critics and not worry about what people have to say and believe in yourself. And as long as you can believe in yourself and not worry about what people got to say and put your head down and consistently get these sports picks right and make people money and make yourself money, then, I mean, like I said, you're going to start seeing that blossom over time. So I feel like that's what I've done. I started where I had one person, like I said, fuck with me for 1 month, 2 people, 3 people for a couple months. It didn't start off with having all these clients. I have all these clients now. Yeah, all you got to have is one. And then it's on and popping from there. So
for sure. So you got a day, you got clients that had fuck with you, that still fucking with you. The ones that like haven't, like, talk to me about the pushback factor. Talk to me about when it ain't working. Like when them picks aren't hitting and you getting them DMs like, yo, bro, like, you told me, like, how do you deal with that?
It's a funny situation every time because I understand like people aren't rich. They want to, and I'm gonna go into straight betting and parlaying and odds. But a lot of people, what they like to do is they like to bet $10 to win $1,000. And for you to do that, you have to do a parlay. And a parlay pretty much is you gotta have more than one sports outcome to happen.
Right.
So if you have two things to happen, that turns into a parlay automatically. So as long as there's more than one sports outcome to happen on a one ticket, that automatically becomes a parlay. So tonight we have 3 NBA games. So if I pick every NBA game and put them on one ticket, I have a 3-team parlay. So a lot of people, they like betting those because you can put a little bit of money down and win some money.
Right.
While straight betting is you're literally only just betting on one thing to happen. That's it. Just one thing to happen. As long as that thing come through, you win. And if it don't come through, you lose. That's straight betting. So what a lot of people like to do is they like to, if I had 10 picks for the day, a lot of people would like to put all 10 of those picks on one ticket.
And that's what you would say is a parlay.
And that's a parlay.
Okay.
And that's cool. A lot of people bet like that. That's fine. But what I try to teach my clients is not to do that. What I try to teach my clients is if you can, straight bet each one. If you're going to do a parlay, just do 2. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to go 100%. Not going to lie.
Facts.
Nobody in this world is 100%. Excuse me. Nobody in this world is 100%. Nobody. So if you can consistently hit at around a 70% range around there, then you can come up straight betting every single day.
But then I thought that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that if you do a parlay, you gotta get them all right or you lose.
Yeah. So with a parlay, you gotta get every single thing right. So yeah, it looks good that you only bet $10 to win 1,000. Yeah, it looks great. If it hits, ooh, you know what I'm saying?
But if a team wins by 2 and they should win by 3, you ain't won shit.
Exactly. So you lose automatically.
That'd be tough.
So a lot of people, they get in my DM and say, "Oh, you ain't sweep them. You suck. What you thinking?"
But you gave them the gems up front, though.
But a lot of people just bet differently, and I can't control how people bet.
Right.
So, of course, I understand where they're coming from, but I'm here to tell y'all that I really don't give a fuck. So it's your fault that you decided to parlay all this every single day because not everybody's going to be 100% every day. But if you see how I'm betting and you see how my picks go, if I'm hitting 7 out of 3, bro, if you straight bet all those, you would have came up to that. So, and it's all about, like I said, it's all about making money over time. So if I made $100 today, guess what? I'm $100 richer today than I was yesterday. Now the next day, if I make you $300 by straight betting, now we got $400 in 2 days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now if I go dummy, you know what I mean, and now come up $2,000 in 1 day, now we have $2,400 in 3 days.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Other than you trying to come up literally 1,000 a day, 1,000 a day, 1,000 a day by just betting on $10. Now everybody's different. If you straight betting $1,000 to win $1,000, I have people that's like that too. Now we're talking some money because you're putting down some fat shit in order to win some fat shit on just one thing to happen. But a lot of people, like I said, ain't rich. A lot of people don't got it like that to do that, to win that type of money. Right. And that's cool. My thing is, I know my clientele, and I know some who parlay, and I know some who straight bet. So I cater to whoever I need to, and that's why I keep it on a one-on-one type of thing. I could just be sending emails and sending pics out and not conversating with people and all that. But nah, I'm literally one-on-ones. Like we talking to my clients. You know what I mean? Like they asking what's my strongest bets and all that. We're talking, we're interacting, and that's a one-on-one thing. You're talking to me. You're not talking to my team. You're not talking like they don't even talk to none of my clients. They don't do nothing. Like it's me you talking to. You know what I mean? Because I want people to feel that connection. Like this ain't just somebody I'm grabbing pics from. Don't know me from a can of paint. Don't care if I win or lose. They just sending me pics and boom. Now I actually care if you win. But I also don't care if you sitting here parlaying everything every single day, thinking I'm going to go 100% every single day. Because now you're a fool for thinking that. Because I'm not going to go 100%. Nobody goes 100% every day.
So I got a budget of 100, right?
Yeah.
And you tell me, all right, I go to the Delaware Park and I'm like, I'm gonna go boom, I got 6 games on. I got 6 games. I'm just off of your coaching points for the week. I'm gonna hit these. I'm gonna put these on the parlay, and I got $100 budget. How are you talking me out of that and straight betting? And then if you're saying straight bet, what are we doing? Am I doing 20 on the ticket for one game? Like, how does that work? And then how much? Like, how do you get that back?
Right.
Because you put 100 on a parlay, you coming out 225, two bands,
right?
2-3 bands.
Yeah,
that looks nice.
So
how you coaching me up on that?
So with straight betting, it's something called units. So it's whatever you're comfortable betting, and units is how much you're comfortable with betting on each game.
Okay.
So let's say, your example, you start with $100, but let's just say I'm gonna tell you, okay, your units, since you start out with 100, your units are gonna be $20, and you're gonna put $20 on 5 games. Individually.
Okay.
Let's say we win 4 out of 5. You win 4 of them, you lose 1. So you coming up basically 3 bets. So let's say you come up 20, you come up $60 on a day. You spend 100.
Only lost 40.
But you came back up 160.
Instead of doing a parlay,
so now you're up 60 on the day. Now the next day,
that actually makes
same thing. Let's say I got 4 picks. You're gonna bet 20 on each pick. Boom, 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 boom. Let's say I go 3-1 again. You come up, 1 cancels out, so you come up 2. Come up $40. Now in 2 days, be up $100. And you just keep going.
Just
keep going.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be. It's like the stock market if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you play the long game with the stock market, it's gonna be days where you make some money.
Right.
It's gonna be days where you lose a couple dollars.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be days where you make some money. There's gonna be days where you lose a couple dollars. You know what I mean? So, or it's gonna be days where in the stock market, company doing so good that it's going through the moon. Same with sports betting. If I'm on hot, if I'm fired, I'm on hot. We going up. We're going through the moon.
Yeah.
Then it's also times in the stock market.
So how do you control
that shit crashes?
That,
so sometimes when I'm not doing good, sometimes your money will go down.
So do you have any education on if we and I come up like we go crazy 150? You gonna have to talk me out of not throwing all on a parlay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How do you coach that, bro?
So
the mental game of this.
Listen, you're gonna do what you want to do. At the end of the day, let's be real. And I know the parlays are fun and they can make you some money, absolutely. But my thing is, if you're gonna do that, like I said, I wouldn't do no more than 2 or maybe 3. Because if you think about it, if I got 10 picks, right? If I got 10 picks, and I go 7-3 on a day, let's say you do a 2-leg, you got 5 tickets in, and I only lost 3, then you probably won about like 2 tickets, parlays. Mm-hmm. So you probably came up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing regardless. Either straight bet or 2-legging or 3-legging a parlay, because if you parlay, you're really expecting this person to really sweep. Which, I mean, you should have that faith in me. There's times I do sweep. I'm not saying I don't sweep at all. There's times I definitely sweep. There's times that I've been going nuts, you know what I mean, with sports. You know what I mean? There's been a time I went a whole damn near 2 weeks literally perfect. You know what I mean? Great times. Mm-hmm. There's also been times, of course, let me be real, that I've not been doing so well. You know what I mean? It's a part of the game. Right. You know what I mean? But what I like to tell people is, as long as we straight bet, or as long as you winning consistently every single day, and you put something to the side, and you keep reinvesting, I mean, your bankroll should just keep increasing. You know what I mean? So the objective is not to keep on depositing money. The objective is to keep on withdrawing money.
Totally about that.
So
naturally you want to deposit, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to keep on depositing. You only want to deposit one time, and then
I know
win, and not keep depositing. You know what I'm saying? From your own bank account, because then you ain't winning no money.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
The objective is the withdrawal.
But I see where your science behind it is. I got you.
You know what I mean?
So you win, you just take that money and you just go ahead and flip it.
Exactly.
And just keep going.
So like you said, you start with 100 and say you come up 60 today. You withdraw that 60 into your account, you still got 100 players. Let's go. Let's keep going. Mm-hmm. Now the next day, let's say I hit all of them with that 100, you double that 100, you withdraw your 100, so now you up 160, you're still playing with that 100. Mm-hmm. You never depositing back. That's the objective. Mm-hmm. Is to never deposit back. But parlays, you're going to keep on depositing because you need people to go 100%. So if I deposit $10 in there and don't hit my parlay, guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Deposit another $10. Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
So I think for people to start sports betting, I feel like they have to have a bankroll that they're comfortable with starting. Like when I started sports betting, I started with like $500. Okay, this $500 is all sports bets. My objective is to make sure I don't deposit no more money into this. I'm working with this 500, and I'm gonna keep on trying to keep on flipping it however way I can.
Right.
So that straight bets, that sometimes betting on games that I feel more confident about and betting bigger units. So like I told you earlier, that $20 that you was betting, if I'm really confident on the game, fuck that. We betting all 100 on this game.
Jeez.
That's how confident I am on the game.
That's how you be coming at you?
I mean, there's sometimes that we have games that we're more comfortable with than others. Absolutely. We have ones that are more stronger bets, more max bets than other bets. Some that we love, some that we like. Yeah. I like I love every single bet. But there is some times where I'm kind of, if things go right, this should happen. More so like I know for sure this is going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, listen, those games that I know I'm for sure about, though, listen, those games be coming through.
how you feel about the ones, and talk to them, and some people may not know, they might, but when you got the real, like, heavy favorites, like the plus 9s, 10s.
Yeah, so.
You going in on those?
So here's a little lesson that I just want to say out there, too. Those big favorites, a lot of people like to just pick them to win the game. You're not winning no money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, like the Celtics tonight, like I haven't even checked the score. I'm not checking the score. But the Celtics today were what, a 10-point favorite today? So if they was a 10-point favorite today, their money line was probably something ridiculous. That you probably basically had to bet like $300, $400 in order just to win $100 on them.
Okay.
Nobody wants to bet that. Nobody wants to bet $500 just to win $100 on the game. What if they lose? Now you just asked out on $500. That's a dumbass bet. Let's be real. So we try not to take those type of bets. We're not trying not to pick those type of bets because, yeah, that's easy as shit to pick. Sixers money line yesterday. Duh. It should happen.
They should win.
They should win.
Almost.
You're not a fucking genius, though, by picking that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're not coming up with nothing.
You're not coming up with nothing. It's an easy pick, and you're not really winning no money.
Right.
But to pick them to win by 10 or more, that's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those type of bets are harder, but it also is more bang for your buck because you only got to put down $100 to win $100 sometimes.
Right.
$110 sometimes just to win $100. And I'd rather that risk to reward than betting a thing that, of course, should happen, but you're going to be blown that if it don't.
Super blown. Yeah.
But on the other end, if you bet an underdog to hit, like if you bet, you know what I'm saying, like the Kings was underdog yesterday, if you bet them to flat out win the game, you can make some money. And sometimes you gotta have the guts in order to bet those underdogs to flat out win those games. And that's where you can really make your money because let's say the Nets would have won yesterday against the Sixers.
You bet the Nets, you coming up.
If you would have bet a money line to win the game, you would have came up. You know what I mean? So we take those risks as well. We try to take. That's how we try to focus on those type of bets. Bets that we know if people are going to straight bet, they're not going to lose nothing big if they do lose. And if they're going to win, they're still going to win the same amount as if somebody was betting $500 to win $100 on the Sixers just to win. So the risk to reward is definitely something that we're not trying to put no crazy risk out there, but we still trying to keep that same reward.
All right, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna put you on the spot. This is for our followers, straight OT and shit.
Let's get it.
No homework. Friday, because this is going up on Friday, 12 noon. For those who watch. 3 games. Celtics Hawks. Do you need spread? Do you need location? What do you need to make this pick?
I mean, I think at this time of the playoffs, you gotta look at the games because the games are gonna dictate everything. So you have to be tuned into watching these games. You can't just be thinking if you're not watching these games that you're gonna know what you're picking. Based off the first game, I do see the Celtics just being on a mission right now. And definitely a team that has the experience, has the star players and everything like that. They're still at home. Hawks had to play in the playing game in Miami and then not having to travel to Boston. That played a factor. Game 1. So, I mean, Celtics should win that game. But if I'm going to pick that game, I'm not picking them to win. If I was going to pick that game, I was going to pick them spread. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So those are the type of things that I look into. We're not going to pick money on. We're going to pick spread or we're going to take an over-under, which, I mean, sometimes I take over-unders. but I usually just take the spreads.
So you're taking the Boston spread?
Yeah.
Okay, they ain't got the spread on here, but.
Well, I think the spread was 10.
So you're taking Boston. So the fines.
Is this for Friday?
This is Friday.
This is Friday's game?
Game 3's in Atlanta.
Okay. Oh. I'm thinking you talking about today.
Yeah. Say it Friday. Come on,
okay,
man.
So Friday. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, yeah, we good now. All right. So, yeah, these two games are going on right now anyway. So, yeah, we can talk about this. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is Friday.
Yeah, this is Friday. Okay, yeah, my fault. All right. So, Celtics and Hawks. I mean, based on this game right now, what's the score? 90 to 81. I mean, only a 9-point game right now. So, first game, Hawks went down 30. Second half, they came all the way back. They only lost by 13. The spread was 10. They didn't cover by 3 points after being down 30. This game so far is still a 10-point spread. They're only down 9, looks like at the end of the third. So, I mean, it's clearly telling me that the Celtics definitely are the better team. For sure. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, they're controlling this series so far.
Yeah.
But also the Hawks, I feel like for game 3, being back at home, I think is good for them because, like I said, they had to travel to Miami and play that playing game. They got the dub there. Mm-hmm. And now had to travel to Boston and play 2 games there. Mm-hmm. They haven't been home in damn near 2 weeks. So them being back at the crib, the spread probably going to drop down a little bit as well, just because they at the crib. I mean, based on this game, I mean, if the Hawks do end up covering this game, it shows that the Hawks can fight with them. And if you give me a lot of points with the Hawks, I mean, that's probably a good bet. Celtics definitely on a better team. I think Celtics do win this series for sure. But I can see the Hawks sneaking 1 game in this series for sure.
So I
don't think it's going to be a sweep.
You don't think it's a sweep?
No. And I think they still will be underdogs on Friday, the Hawks. They're not going to be favorites. So my lean right now, regardless if the Hawks cover or not today, I mean, I probably like the Hawks to cover game 3.
To cover?
To cover, yeah.
So not to win?
Nah, they'll probably be dogs. So if they're dogs, I'll probably just to take the cover just to be safe. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cavs Knicks game 3 in New York. In the Garden.
So we had a game 2 bet on that today.
Yeah, game 2 tonight. Cavs is up big.
Right? Yeah, they're up 15 right now. So we took Cavs. So let's go Cavs. Let's go Cavs. First game, we took the Knicks. First game, there was a plus 5.5 spread, so they had to lose by 5 points or less. Today was the same spread. We took the Knicks game 1. We felt like both teams had enough time to prepare for each other, so we felt like we was comfortable with taking the points because we felt like the dog, which was the Knicks, could be in that game. We're not necessarily picking them to win. We're just making sure that they lose by less than 5. They end up winning the game, which was a plus, of course. Mm-hmm. So we ended up taking them. We felt like that team was going, into that game playing well. The Cavs playoffs. I mean, we knew both teams was kind of even, so it's not really that big of a difference between both teams. So today we thought, okay, since we went the Knicks and got it right game 1, Cavs have to win this game. They have to win this game in Cleveland. They can't go down 0-2 going into New York. Mm-hmm. So we was like, you know what? Since these teams are even, it's probably going to go back and forth all series long. So we took the Cavs to that. So to defend that home court a little bit at least. To not go down 0-2 at home. Game 3 is going to be at the Garden. We know the Garden will be rocking. You know that's going to be rocking. Early lean right now based off this score right now because they're up 20, the Cavs. Cleveland has to steal one, and I think they will steal one in the Garden.
In game 3?
Don't know if it's going to be game 3, but I do think they will steal one at the Garden. I think they'll go back 2-2 and go back to game 5. I think they'll split.
Who you taking?
Let me see. Garland got 26 right now. First game he didn't really play that well. D. Mitchell only got 6 points and they're up 20. I mean, the Stars come to play in New York, so yeah, I kind of lean in Cleveland.
And he should have been a Knick.
He should have been a Knick, yeah. So you're going to come play.
You going to take Cleveland in game 3?
I'll probably take Cleveland again in game 3.
That's
probably.
Nothing official. New York problem.
Yeah, nothing. I think New York is good though. I think this series is going to go 7. I will say that. I think if Cleveland wins game 3, New York wins game 4. I think Cleveland wins game 5, puts the pressure on New York. New York wins game 6. I think we go back to Cleveland game 7 most likely. That's like if I had to give you a prediction.
Who wins? if it does that.
If that's how it is, I mean, I will say this, New York fans, I do think you guys win the series. I like the Knicks to win the series.
Yeah,
if it's going to Game 7, I think the bench will play a big factor into it. I think Thibodeau being a good coach and being in this situation before plays a factor into it. They're going to be locked in defensively. And as long as they can stop Mitchell, which, I mean, they have, and they're still at 20, so it's kind of scary. But if they don't let Garland go dummy like he is right now with 30 pretty much at halftime, then, I mean, as long as they can do what they did Game 1, I feel like they can be in that game and possibly win that game.
Garland got 30?
I think he's like 26 or something like that. It's like halftime. Yeah, shout out to his guy. He's balling right now.
All right, last game, Nuggets and Timberwolves. This is sweet. Timberwolves ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I mean, first game we had the Nuggets. They play tomorrow, I think. Game 2 is tomorrow. I mean, it's hard to play in Denver, so I kind of like Denver tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Now they're playing in Minnesota on Friday. Still gonna be dogs. It's gonna be less of a dog though. They're like 8.5, I think.
Denver bound for giving up a game though.
They is bound to giving up a game, but I do think a lot of people are sleeping on Denver a little bit because, like everybody says, they always fall in the playoffs.
Because they do. I call them.
Yeah,
I call them the Vikings.
I do see a sweep, but in sports betting, we not worry about that. We worry about sometimes covering.
Yeah.
Can the T-Wolves be in that Game 3?
Anthony Edwards about due for a big game in the playoffs?
I think they can be in that Game 3. I think, if anything, Denver would love to steal Game 3 so that way they don't got to worry about Game 4. And if they lose it, it's what it is. They go back home.
Right.
It's tough. That's a tough call. I ain't even going to lie to you.
It's such a corny series, though. Like, ain't
it
nobody
is.
paying no, like,
no mind.
Pat Bev and all them over there.
I think I'm leaning the Nuggets Game 3 because I think if they're going to win a game, they probably win Game 4, the T-Wolves, and then they'll close it out Game 5 in Denver. But I just think Denver's too much, and I think Minnesota, with that incident that happened at the end of the year with Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson, I just think the team the chemistry could be off, and they don't really got a deep bench like that, and I think Denver just has all the tools. I just think it could be a sweep. It should be a sweep. Won't be surprised if Timberwolves cover, but I'm leaning Nuggets for Game 3. Yeah.
That's.
Nah, I mean, you ain't even asking about the prediction for the whole playoffs like I asked you.
I didn't. You're right. I didn't because I wanted to get you on the spot to see where your head was going to go.
But since I'm here now,
since you're here now, I mean, yeah, I can give a
prediction. Yeah, I can give a prediction. The prediction is nothing. I can change my mind with picks every day. It don't matter. Depending on how.
Come on, yo, you hit me with
injuries,
the old
that
terms and conditions.
But my prediction, I'm gonna go literally every single series. I think Nuggets beat the Timberwolves, of course. I had Kings before this whole 2-0 stuff, so I did have Kings winning the series.
Okay.
Now I think they should. I don't think it's over. I think the Warriors gonna make it a series, but I do like the Kings still win the series.
Okay.
I like the Lakers to win that series. I had them before this all started as well.
Now are these, which might be good.
These are all also before this playoff started, so it's not because these people are up on this series.
No, I'm saying like it might be a little deeper question, but these like 4-1, 4-2, 7.
I mean, sevens. Yeah, I mean.
What are your Game 7? I'll do that.
I guess Nuggets winning 4 or 5. Either they sweep or gentlemen sweep Nuggets. I think Kings series has the potential to go 6, and Kings winning in 6.
That would be in Golden State.
That will be in Golden State because I think if the Kings are going to win this series, they have to win one in Oracle, or is it called Chase?
Chase.
I forget Chase. And I think it's going to be the closeout game because I do think the Warriors are going to win the next 2. I think it's going to tie it up 2-2. I think Sacramento wins again at home. That atmosphere is ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah,
and I think the Warriors haven't been good at it on the road all year. Yeah. And then if they can still win that Game 6, I mean, I still like Game 7. If it goes 7, then yeah, cool.
Steph going. You know what
I think
would like Steph
crazy.
Going out at home
first round too.
First round.
I think we are seeing potentially the end of the era for Golden State. I think with the whole Draymond, I think they started with the whole Draymond with the pool thing. And I don't know, they just haven't been playing well consistently all year. Road records turnovers, a lot of that stuff. Yeah, I had the Kings before the series, and I like them. Whether that's in 6 or 7, I like them either one. The Lakers series, before the series started, I liked the Lakers in 6 because I think it was going to be in LA. With Ja potentially not being hurt, I mean, I like him even more now. But I also, like you said earlier, AD's health is a big factor. I just think Memphis, they do play better without Ja, but they play better without Ja when they had Steven Adams, when they had Brandon Clark. They don't have nobody. Right. So I think it's going to be a little bit harder now with Ja. He's not even playing
tomorrow. I don't think he's playing tomorrow.
So I think
he got a lot of other shit. I think all that shit from
for during the season and everything like that. A lot of things he's dealing with. He ain't all the way there. Yeah, I think that team was just a little bit better last year than this year. They're still a good team, but I like the Lakers. They got a mission right now. I'll probably say 6. I'll probably say 6. I'll give Memphis a little credit that they can pull the game off without Ja, because I have seen them win without Ja. But I like Lakers. And then the Clippers and Suns series, I mean, I'm a big Kawhi fan. Big Kawhi fan. I was a big Spurs fan growing up. Tim Duncan is my GOAT. I said it. Tim Duncan is my GOAT. But Kawhi, big fan of Kawhi. And I had the Clippers winning the series before the win yesterday. They're about to play tonight. I do got the Clippers tonight plus 8.5, by the way.
So they up 2-0 then.
Now they play game 2 tonight.
But they would be up.
They would be. I mean, if they lose by less than 8, I cover. That's all I care about.
Suns don't win this series. I hate that. I don't.
But I do like the Clippers to win, and I do think the Clippers will win this series. Here's a bold take, and I don't do these. I don't do these often.
Okay.
If the Clippers win tonight, this is if the Clippers win tonight. If they lose, then skip what I'm about to say. But if the Clippers win tonight, I can see the Clippers sweeping the Suns. I can see it happen.
That is a
now if the Suns win tonight, of course that Clips saw that happening, and I can see Clippers probably winning it in 6 at that point because Suns ain't gonna go out like that. But the reason why I said is because I think the Clippers team is deep, and I think the Suns game 1 showed me they playing a lot of minutes. The stars, a lot of minutes. They're gonna get tired, and Devin Booker had a great defensive game, 4 steals, 4 blocks. KD still had about I forgot how much KD had. I think he almost had 30 or 20 something, whatever. Everybody played well, and they still lost. They don't even have Paul George. You know what I mean? So I think with the whole DeAndre Ayton situation and Monty Williams not really messing with each other like that whole thing, and then KD coming in here, you still have to work on that chemistry and, you know what I'm saying, where people going to be at and things like that. CP showing his age. And is Devin Booker really the guy you want to lead in your team? I mean, before Chris Paul got there, he wasn't doing nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now, last year, it showed that he needed KD on his team, and now he got it. But look what happened. They already lost the first game.
Right.
So, if the Clippers win tonight, going to LA game 3 and game 4, how can you not have the most confidence in the world in your team to win those 2 games at home?
Who's the X factor on the Clippers? I'm about to put you on the spot again because I got a name.
The X factor for the Clippers?
It ain't Russell Westbrook.
Nah, it ain't Russ. I don't think it's Russ at all. He just went 3 for 19.
But I'm saying exactly. But that's why I thought about the question.
Nah, I don't think. I mean, if Kawhi is playing, he's not an X factor because Kawhi is Kawhi. But Kawhi having 38 and balling and looking like the old Kawhi is a huge factor into the reason why I like the Clippers a lot. Because, like I said, I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big believer in him. But I think the X factor, in that series for the Clippers, in my opinion, it got to be their guards and either Eric Gordon be able to make shots and also Bones Highland know to make shots.
I was trying to make sure he was there.
Norman Powell know to make shots. Like, those 3 guys are the guys that they need to make shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
veteran.
Yeah.
3D. He got busy.
Exactly.
He got busy. And Bones, just young energy. He remind me of Tyrese Maxey. I don't know why. He just give me that Tyrese Maxey energy.
And Norman Powell.
Yes.
Norman Powell still. So people like that I feel like the Suns don't have. Suns are relying on Landry Shamet. But she's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But
shouldn't have gave up Bridges. They regret that.
You know what I mean? So that's my West prediction right there.
Okay. Yeah. We already know the Nuggets. You got
I had Nuggets, so I got Nuggets against Clippers.
Okay.
And then I got Lakers against Kings. I might as well just keep going with the West and then we go to the East. I'm gonna start with the Nuggets series. I think this is once again where the Nuggets fold. I'm a big Kawhi fan,
so you got
so I'm a little biased. But I think if the Clippers get by the Suns, I think they can get by the Nuggets. So I like the Clippers to win that series. I think it goes 7.
Okay.
I don't think it's sweet because I'm not sleeping on the Nuggets.
Gotcha.
But they always fold in this situation, just like the Clippers always do too. But I'm rooting for Kawhi. But I do think it's going to go 7. I think both these teams can win that series, but I'm going to go with the Clippers. Then in the other series, Lakers and Kings. Woo! Wicked. That'll be a crazy series. I like the Battle of LA. I like the Lakers to win that. And I think we'll see the Lakers and the Clippers in the Western Conference
Finals. LA
with
the Lakers Clippers Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Kawhi and LeBron. Yeah. Kawhi and LeBron. That's what everybody is for.
Exactly. So I think we get it. I think we finally get it. The only reason why I say that is because I just don't see LeBron losing to the Kings in the playoffs.
I can also see him losing to the Kings.
I can understand, but it all depends on the health of AD. If he don't have AD, then the Kings definitely have a shot.
Because I don't think
LeBron getting busy with it. I think LeBron is just too smart, too experienced for a Kings team that is probably putting their all into winning this series with the Warriors. They're probably going to be tired out next year.
Yeah, that is true. This is like their finals.
This is like their finals, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I like the Lakers. I like the Clippers.
Just like Portland in the bubble. Remember Portland?
Mm-hmm.
When they beat up on did they beat Golden State that year? They beat somebody in the first round, and Lillard went crazy, and they had like this like they was playing well, and then they got to the Lakers, and they just got tired.
Yeah, exactly.
They expired.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that. Like Fox and them, yeah.
Battle of LA, the win the West. I mean, I'm gonna be biased, of course. I'm gonna say the Clippers because I like Kawhi. But don't be surprised. I won't be surprised if the Lakers do get there. I do like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater. I'm not really a hater of nobody. You know how people sometimes be like a Kobe hater, LeBron hater, or whatever, Michael Jordan hater. I mean, listen, I appreciate greatness. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up watching Kobe, and I thought he was amazing. Grew up watching LeBron. I thought he was amazing. So, like, I respect greatness. I don't really hate nobody. But I would like to see LeBron win another ring, yeah.
Me too.
But I also like to see my boy Kawhi Leonard win another ring as well.
Yeah,
so I would take the Clippers, and I think I mean it's a fucking home series every game for both teams. So I see it going 7 as well.
And then you got the Clippers.
So I got the Clippers, yeah, 7. Now in the East, pretty easy. I mean, I see the Celtics beating the Hawks. I mean, if it's not a sweep, probably a gentleman's sweep. Mm-hmm. Sixers should sweep the Suns. I mean, that's the Nets.
Right, sure.
Nets stink. Sorry, Nets fans, but I don't know what y'all was doing.
Had your window of opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Bucks are interesting because Giannis injury now. But I thought before the series, since they both play a lot, the Heat and the Bucks, I mean, I knew it was going to be a good series regardless.
Yeah.
I do still see the Bucks still winning that series. But it ain't going to be sweet, I don't think.
6.
I think it'll probably be 6. It could go 7 just because they just stole game 1. The Heat. And then the Knicks and Cavs series, I like I said, I like the Knicks.
7.
It's 7.
Yeah, I agree.
But I've been liking the Cavs all year, so I could see Cavs. But for now, I'm gonna just say the Knicks.
Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, last possession. Who you?
I'm still going with Donovan Mitchell. He's shown more. He's shown more. Now Bucks and Knicks. I'm gonna go Bucks. The reason why I pause is because I do see the Knicks can give them some problems for sure. But I'll still go with Giannis and the Bucks as long as Giannis is healthy and can play. I like him. And then, I mean, that probably goes 6. One in the Garden. Yeah, I can see that. Giannis having a big game.
Right.
Sixers, Celtics. Surprisingly enough, I like the Sixers. Yeah, I like the Sixers. You said the Celtics.
My head though. They said Doc, man. Doc just can't get it done, man.
I respect it. I like the Sixers. I think it's going to be a very, very, very good series. Like very, very good team. Every time they play,
I'm gonna put it like this, just not to cut you off. If they just go ahead and give Embiid the MVP, I definitely like the Sixers.
He's gonna get MVP, I think.
I definitely like
He's
the
gonna get
Sixers.
MVP.
If they just go ahead and stop playing,
I think to end the season off, he was a big favorite, so I think he'll win it.
But like they should have got it last year.
Yeah,
they wanted to give it to Jokic. I think if he get that, he goes to the moon, and I think he gets over. He got over the MVP hump, and he gets over the Celtics hump if he gets it.
Yeah,
but
I like it. I think he wins MVP. I think they beat the Celtics. The reason why I say that is only because, yeah, the coach situation, switching coaches, he's still good, but we also haven't seen this coach in the playoffs, and he kind of has it easy right now with the Hawks. Because the Hawks still kind of got new faces, Murray in there, right. And still working through some things to see if that Murray and Young connection can even work. A lot of trade rumors with Collins and Capella all season long, so a little uneasy probably in that locker room. You probably got to sweep this round.
Yeah.
I think the Sixers on a mission. And most of that team is back. And most of that team is
and Harden's out after this year.
Yeah. Unless they win. Which, stay tuned. So.
Yeah. But I'm leaning. He's out after this year. We getting dinged out.
I like the Sixers to win that series. I just think that Embiid will be too much for Al Horford. Al Horford's getting up there in age. And I think that struggle with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to figure out what Jaylen Brown's real role is, he wants to be that guy. And I think in this series, if they don't win, he's going to be like, man, listen, it's time for me to probably get my own team.
Really?
Maybe. You never know. But I think he's thinking that. Like, you know what? I can lead my own team.
That's interesting.
So I think they're working on different things over there as well. I think the Sixers are just playing very selfless right now. They won it. So I like to see that stage.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
You got Kawhi who could potentially win 3 Finals MVPs with 3 different teams.
Yeah.
The only other person to do that.
Russ gets his first.
The only other person to do that was LeBron.
Right.
So as long as he can be up there with LeBron, that's cool. Russ winning his first ring.
Tyronn Lue gets his
that could be
ring.
Huge for him, for Russ and his legacy. Hall of Famer for sure, of course. But stamping that ring would be amazing. Like you said, Ty Lue winning another ring with a different team at this time. A lot of legacies are at stake over there. And if potentially Paul George comes back and plays, you know what I mean? His legacy on the line was at least just getting one. Now, Sixers on the other end, same thing. Doc, legacy on the line. A lot of people say you'd be folding. You got carried with the Celtics and winning that thing. Finally winning your own ring right now. Embiid, huge for his legacy. If you can win MVP and the Finals all in 1 year and potentially Finals MVP and scoring champ, probably one of the best seasons that we've probably ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Harden, his legacy on the line. If he wins a ring, he solidifies. You know what I mean? So a lot of things.
Philly ain't won in a minute either.
Philly got to get over the hump of losing in championships. You know what I mean? So
we definitely do, bro. We had a good ass band here all in one. Exactly. Phillies, Eagles. Come on, yo.
The Union.
Come on, yo. You gotta get one.
I'm gonna say I like the Clippers, of course, because I'm a big Kawhi fan. So I'm rooting for them. I'm not a huge I'm an Eagles fan through in and throughout. I bleed green. That's like the number 1 team that I root for. Number 2 team that I root for, I'll probably skip because that's how much I love the Eagles. But number 2 team I'll be rooting for is Kentucky basketball. In college.
Oh, sure.
But other than that, I don't really root for teams like that. I kind of root for players for the most part, or I respect the game and respect greatness. So I would love to see LeBron win. So cool. If they do win, cool. I would love to see Kawhi win because that's my guy. Cool. If the Sixers win, cool, because I would love to see Joel Embiid win. You know what I mean? I'm not a huge Sixers fan. I didn't really grow up liking the other Philly teams as much as I like the Eagles. But, I mean, either way, Sixers win or Clippers win, I'll be happy because either I can go to the parade right here real quick, you know what I mean, when the Sixers win, or my boy Kawhi win a ring. So
see, that's how I feel about Bron. I'm a Bron fan. Second, I'm actually a Bron fan first, Sixers fan second.
Okay.
Bron could win. If Bron were to win, I'm straight because that's my favorite player. Yeah. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And if they don't win, I root with the Sixers. But see, that's a problem with Philly. we diehard Eagles fans from preseason.
Yeah.
But like them other teams, like I'm not watching them for this game. But when they was in the playoffs, I was locked in.
Yeah, of course. You
Sixers,
like
I watched that.
You want to root for the local team to do good.
Yeah.
Like I don't got no hate towards them.
Yeah.
I don't got as much love as them as I do for the Eagles.
Yeah.
But and by the way, we should have won the Super Bowl. It wasn't pass interference. They was calling. They was working, and we should have won that game. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Still hurts, bro.
Yeah,
still fucking hurts, bro.
But we did sign Jalen.
I think we looking good. I think a lot of things that we did this offseason was
you want. I don't know if you do draft picks bets, but I'm gonna tell
draft is a week away.
Draft is a week away.
I can give some free picks out for the draft.
We might have a live episode for y'all. Bet with the vet with OTM. Draft Bijan Robinson. Sign Buda Baker. Call it a day. Let's run this shit back.
So here's what I'll say. Ready? Now, Bijan, I would like, but I don't know if I would like picking him at 10.
Wow.
Because I feel like we can trade back 4 spots, get another draft pick in return as well, and then also still be able to select them because none of those teams.
Trading back?
Yeah. But not like crazy back. Like trading back to like 4 spots, 5 spots.
Okay.
Because none of those teams are going to draft him. So if we trade back and gain another pick,
well,
and let's say a quarterback friendly team wants to come up there and snatch somebody real quick, you know what I mean, or somebody wants a Jalen Carter that maybe be falling, you know what I mean, and we're like, you know what, fuck it, we're going to just take. Even though I want Jalen Carter, but let's just say I would rather trade down, still draft Bijan Robinson, and then that second first round pick that we got may still be able to draft somebody there, or potentially still trade back because we got to think about it. Our draft, I think we got 2 firsts, 1 second, 1 third.
Right, we got a 10th and a 30th.
And then we got 2 7ths, I think.
Yeah.
So we ain't really working with a lot as far as we got a big hole in between 3rd and 7th round.
Yeah.
So we get at least, a pick in the 4th and still can trade down 4 spots. Why not just do that? We still gain another draft pick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still be able to draft Bijan.
Right. But why not just draft him at 10?
I just feel like the extra draft pick. That's the only reason why. Trade down, get an extra draft pick, still get your guy.
So you want 3 instead of 2 because we got a 30th. My opinion is let the 30th go. Trade the 30th. It's a first round pick.
Still get some picks, yeah. However you want to do it.
Yeah,
however you want to do it.
I just say...
I feel like the 10 is just more valuable than the 31st. That's why you trade back from the 10 because you can potentially gain more draft picks than trading the 31st pick.
Right, but then...
You know what I mean? But however you want to do it. If you want to draft Bijan 10 and then trade 31st, that's cool. I feel like we still just need to trade one of those picks to get an extra pick in the draft to gain another extra body for this team.
But see, here's why this moment push back with that. Because the Eagles aren't in a situation where they have to rebuild the roster from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
Only right now, what they're needing is a plug and play.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got everybody else.
Yeah, for sure.
So, in my head and how I feel like how we might be thinking, the reason why he did the deal that way is you're one player away. That's why we got rid of Miles.
Yeah,
you're one player away, and then we're running this thing back. You got the same 2 bookends on the outside. All you need is a slot now, which you can get in the 6th, 7th round on the hungry side. Antonio Brown in the 6th round. I mean, he's a fucking damn near. He was a Hall of Famer. You got enough capital to be able to go out and still get a solid free agent. You could sign a Buda Baker in the draft, and not have and you could do that.
Trade for him.
You could, but you could, and that's where the 30th comes in. Because say Arizona might need an extra pick because they got a new coach. They still don't know what's going on with D-Hop. He might be out. You could get a solid receiver in the late round. You could trade that pick away to Arizona. I think Arizona might got a pick in the 1st round. That's why they couldn't go after Lamar because you can't go after Lamar if you got a 1st round pick. So I think they don't. I gotta look at. I don't know. I'm not too confident on that. But trade that pick to a team like them.
Yeah.
Let them skate. But you need a plug and play. Eagles have drafted in the past when the most successes come is being able to draft and be aggressive and get the guys that can play now.
Yeah.
If you trade away the 10th pick, like I understand what you're saying if you want to trade back and all that. I'm just shook that.
Yeah, because we ain't going to trade. I don't think we're going to trade back too crazy. That's why.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I could also say that because I could also see them trading that pick.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how we do. It's either you're going aggressive or you're trading it all.
Yeah.
And I'm like this. You don't really need to find that guy in the draft this year.
Mm-hmm.
Or No, you don't need to make the chess moves in the draft.
Yeah, like you said,
just get your guy and go.
Yeah,
like you got everything else.
I feel like if we're in a spot though at 10, and I feel like a Jalen Carter is there, we can get him. I feel like if it's Bijan is there, and that's what we want to do, that's fine. We can get him there as well. If you want to draft another receiver right then and there, I feel like the 10th pick is a luxury pick for us. It's not necessarily we have to get it right.
We're in the best spot in the draft.
You know what I mean? Like it's a pick where okay, like you said, we can get a high end guy.
Yeah.
We can get somebody that has high potential.
Right.
We can get traded and get somebody that's a veteran, or it's a luxury pick.
Yeah.
So people saying, "Oh, draft the Bijan that high." I mean, because we can.
Yeah,
we got a 30th pick as well. You know what I'm saying? We still got second rounder and a third rounder. Like we can do whatever we want with that first round pick. So I think Bijan is the play. I think we should definitely draft Bijan Robinson for sure.
And sign Buda Baker, so that way you can have your two corners and him. Now you got somebody that can guard Kelsey. Keep Marcus Epps' ass at the top of it. Keep him in the post.
No, Marcus Epps out of there. He went to the Raiders.
He did go to the Raiders.
We got
the boy from Steelers from Pittsburgh,
Edmonds,
who got bombed when we played them. But shout out to you. You're equal now. I still rather would have kept CJ, but it's cool.
Yeah. We had to choose though between Slay and CJ. So
did we?
Yeah, because I think.
Because Slay almost was.
We released Slay thinking CJ, but then CJ, I think it was like, nah, he don't want the contract. So it was like, all right, we're going to just go back with Slay. And Slay restructured this shit. And then,
yeah, see, CJ. We should have kept him.
It's all right. It's all good.
It's all good. I mean, yeah. I'm just, listen.
CJ was great for us, but also remember when he missed those games for us a little bit, we still won games. So it's not necessarily that we need him. It was great to have him. He was a great player for us. But I don't think necessarily we need him to win ball games. That's what I would say about that. Because when he was hurt, we still won. The only time that we didn't play good was when we didn't have Hurts, when he was the one that was out. And every time that Lane Johnson doesn't play, we also look like some shit too.
Yeah, very true. But it's garbage.
But I just think our defense is solid enough to do good. I think another thing in the draft with those picks, if we end up keeping those picks, I think Buda Baker will be great and everything like that. But if you think about it, we also got to work on our DNs because Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, not going to be here for long. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got Josh Sweat, but Josh Sweat needs somebody else on the other side that can also wreak havoc so he can ball. And then, Reddick also comes on the edge for us, but he also plays outside linebacker sometimes and drops in the coverage.
But, yeah, true.
So, I mean, we need another DN so that way somebody in the future, not necessarily now, because remember, we traded for Robert Quinn last year. That didn't really work out. We're trying to find somebody that's pretty good, but if we can draft somebody young that's good, that can potentially be great later on, then we got a great edge rushers in 3 years, but still with Reddick, with Sweat, and whoever else we draft.
Right, but
and we turn that page over with Brandon Graham with somebody who's pretty good.
Very true, but I'll say this, and this is just because I'm just thinking about it roster-wise and experience-wise in the game, is that the Robert Quinn pick was an emergency pick. We knew we weren't going to do nothing with him, but it was late in the season. Like, you got to travel with at least, you got to be too deep at the two positions. You got to be too deep the most are running back and D line and O line 3. Yeah, because the impact, the amount they take on the body. So where my issue is with the whole Jalen Carter pick, because I see that as a big thing, is that I don't mind drafting Jalen Carter, but Jalen Carter is only going to impact the game 20% of the time. So because look what Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis was a first-round draft pick, and I'm a UGA fan, back-to-back champs. Watched all his games. How much, if we put on the tape for him, how much impact did he really make throughout the season? I think as far as run defense, I mean, it's some things that that certain players are just good at. So him being a rookie, his main objective was, listen, don't do too much this year. But if you're going to excite anything, excite stopping the damn run. True. So that's what I think he was good at. But I'm going to tell you like this. Now, did he impact it like rushing the passer and playing every down? No, that's not his role. That's not his role. And I think that's what we knew drafting him. You know what I mean? But if you drafted Jalen Carter, you pretty much almost getting the opposite. You get a guy that's more athletic, faster, a guy who can probably rush the passer, passing and stuff in the run. Like, you kind of get everything. The only biggest question with him is just his character, you know what I mean? But I've heard that when he was on his best behavior, he was playing next to Jordan Davis. Yeah, him and Jordan, they were both on the line. You know what I'm saying? Trevon Walker on But my thing is going back to what I was saying with the impact of it is, see, there's also responsibilities that come with it. Jordan Davis' main responsibility is to create a gap for somebody else.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm speaking on the impact that he's, and we got a new DC too.
Mm-hmm.
So it also is going to play in a part like Fletcher Cox, for instance. Like Fletcher's great because Fletcher can he can create a whole other gap for Hassan Reddick, for Josh Sweat, for Brandon Graham. So can Jordan Davis. But you're only going to do that. It ain't about really how much impact you make in a run. It's about how much you give to somebody else. What I'm saying is that Super Bowl prime example. When that doesn't work,
Yeah.
what else do you have?
Yeah.
And that's where I was seeing that, and that's what was fucking me up with Gannon, was that he was so immune to adjustments. It was ridiculous. With a guy like Bijan, he's gonna create those 3 and 4 and 5 options, that fifth option. He can catch the ball out the backfield.
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna be a big problem in the RPO, which is our offense. He's gonna be able to create that additional gap because look at the history of the Eagles running backs. Shady, Westbrook. What did they do great? Make shit happen. Create an additional gap. If we were running inside zone and it was the A gap was closed, he could jump to the B gap. Shady could jump to the C gap. Bijan can do that.
Yeah.
How many times could we really see Miles Sanders making a guy miss, breaking a tackle, creating an extra gap? It was always, I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to use my strength. He squatted. He was big in the squat rack, and that was great. But it was all downhill. We could have the worst line of football. Bijan still is, out of 18 weeks of the season, could get 100. I would say minimum 50%. Minimum. Just off athletic ability alone. So with that being said, if you ask me what I need now, do I need somebody to create an extra gap in the run and for our D-line, or do I need somebody to create an extra gap to give me 7, 8, 9 yards?
Right, yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah, I feel you.
And you can find it's going to be plenty. The most hungriest D-linemen are in the late rounds.
Yeah, you said that, man. We also
and running backs.
Running backs.
For
too,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the
Absolutely.
running backs honestly go in the later rounds. So
Absolutely.
it's all depending on how they feel. I mean, if they feel like they can get a lineman and then maybe a Jamar Gibbs or Devin, the guy from A&M, Devin Achin or something like that. Dwayne McBride from UAB. There's a couple other guys, Chase Brown from Illinois. I mean, there's a couple guys that if they feel like can do the same thing, yeah, cool. But we all know the superstar. If you watch college basketball, if you kept up with it, you understand who Bijan Robinson is. I mean, yeah, he's probably
he's
definitely for sure the best running back, I think, in the draft. And I think if we have the opportunity to get him, I think we should. So
for sure. No, for sure. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for the draft. I just like the fact that I like the position we're in now. I think that we don't have to be as we don't have to play chess too much this draft. We can just get what we need to get and get out of there. Like, we really are exactly where any team is trying to make that run, like Cincinnati last year, like, Tampa when they went to the bowl, came back, all those teams. Honestly, it's going to be crazy to say, but I'm actually glad we lost because you got that mind. Like, if we'd have won, this shot like, yeah, it's probably wise. Like, okay, like, we might, you know what I'm saying? But, like, because in 2017, like, we got back, but it was off the strength of, like, people got hurt, still had that underdog mentality. I think losing in a game like that with the fact that we were able to keep the team around us is crazy. Yeah, sure. And I think it's straight redemption toward the whole way. We
still wish we would have won.
Still wish we would have won. Don't get fucked up. But, yeah, bro, as we finna wrap up here, man, because this has been, like, I've enjoyed every minute of this. I wanted to ask you, though, before we wrapped up, back to your business, back with that, do that. All the gems that you dropped. What's next? What you got on the plate? What's the next 6 to 8 month plan look like for you?
So we are. This is April 18th, and my 4-year anniversary is May 21st. So we got a month and like 3 days.
Oh, that's dope.
I do plan on. Every year, I kind of just do like raffles and giveaways and things like that. Giving people money, giving back, things like that. Free packages. So just be on the lookout for all that. Giving out either monthlies or yearlies or things like that. Like I always do every single year on my anniversary date. Giving people money, giveaways, stuff like that. So just follow Bet with the Bet on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, Bet with the Bet 1. Follow us on TikTok at Bet with the Bet. Yeah, I mean, we're looking also to rebrand as well. Might change some logos. So be on the lookout for that, low key. But yeah, apparel probably dropping soon as well in a month. But big anniversary days is coming up, so I'm just focused on that right now. After that, just keep on going. Finish out the playoffs with basketball. Excuse me. Keep going with baseball throughout the regular season. Get ready for football, and just keep going with the grind, brother.
Man, listen, I always say at the end of my pods that the support is free. And I mean, you just even in the part of just wanting to connect, and while you're here, definitely give you your flowers, bro. What you're doing is amazing, especially in the space of sports betting.
Appreciate you.
It's a lot of people, it's a lot of different, people that's navigating through the space, but it seems like you figured it out. You set your plan, you set your team, and it's just being consistent at this point. I mean, you showed that. And again, if you haven't followed Bet with the Vet, make sure you follow our Instagram every day almost. I don't know if you follow Sleepers for Suckers Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He's a native. He's from around here. He said something. He was like, the guy asked him, was like, yeah, I talked about this on my podcast, but I'm not getting a follow. He's like, well, how much are you putting in, like the work you putting in? And he went on his page. He was like, yo, you posted 4 days ago. That's not work. And I watch your page, and I see that you're actively on Instagram, and it's not about comments, it's not about likes, but you're doing that for the content, and that's generating people like me to see what's going on, and then to come on here and to hear your story, to come on here and to hear you say that, you got a team of people that believe in you, that you believe in them, and that you study the game. You can't help but lock in.
Right,
so I'm gonna be locked in.
Yes, sir.
For sure. And I just appreciate you for jumping on with me. You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all tapping in, man. Bet with the Vet.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? He's coming up, and I mean he up. And make sure you follow him. If any of y'all sports bettors out there, you do like bets with like online too as well, right?
Yeah. So like as long as wherever you at the bet, whether that's you can be able to bet from your phone or you can go to the casino and bet. However you bet, just get with me. I'm like you said, actively on social media. So if you want my attention, just hit us up on a DM. We also got a website too, betwiththebet.com. Pretty simple. You can hit us up on there as well. We can go back and forth on emails. However you want to do it, I'm open to whatever. But yeah, bet with the vet and you'll be set. That's our motto. We'll make sure that you straight everywhere, every step of the way. So
bet with the Vet and you'll be set. And that's how we wrapping this thing up. Episode 16, man. OTM, man. Love is always love. I say it all the time.
Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, baby. That was lit, man. That was lit. 142. That's definitely the